whatever future the Labour Party has, none of them include Tony Blair. And I think his speech is really badly behaved, actually, because it's just divisive. Like, at a time when Labour is struggling and they're looking in at what they need to do, to come in as a past leader and then just say, actually, everything you've done was rubbish. How is that helpful at all? It just sparks all of the media kind of hatred to I just don't think it's helpful. I think he's been badly behaved.
It's because his words were tough. He said we were just a far-left sect with cult trimmings, and the result has brought shame on us.
But he's been hating on Jeremy Corbyn, because that whole speech was an annihilation of Jeremy Corbyn,
yes.
wasn't it? He kind of used it to have so many digs at him, which he's been doing for years. Like, this is not new. But I think it's like, you know, when you're a part of a club, there's a code. There's just a code that you can all tell each other internally how bad you are, and you can rip each other to shreds. But when you go out there, try not to do it publicly.
Mike, would you send for Tony?
No, not at all. I almost agree with Salma, although I thought you might have had more sympathy with him. But, I mean, Tony Blair's the consummate politician. And he was campaigning there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was campaigning and saying, you know, I can be the answer. He's always campaigning. When he stepped down as Prime Minister, it was because he wanted to be the leader of Europe. And he thought they would make him the leader of Europe. Where I think it's all gone wrong for Tony Blair is that one thing Boris Johnson's now said is, I'm going to bring both sides of the country together, Remainers and Brexiteers. Tony Blair left a massive vacuum, didn't he, for pure socialism in this country when he got into power and actually adopted a lot of policies which could quite easily have been Conservative policies.
Yeah, but it may be that only Conservatives can win elections in this country.
Well, I think that's going to be the case for the next 10 years.
Well, yes, but then in that case, get the Labour Party to be led by a Conservative again.
Well, no, but what I'm saying...
I definitely don't think
that's what happened before.
And I think Tony Blair can never come back, because lots of people can't forget Iraq and how we all marched against Iraq. And let's not forget about the Chilcot inquiries, and that didn't the High Court rule that the Iraq war was unnecessary and went against the fundamental principles of the UN. I don't know how we can just sit there and watch him and be like, oh, well, Tony Blair's making valid points.
One simple answer. He won elections. That's it. Carol?
I voted for him at the time.
Did you?
I thought he was a breath of fresh air. And
so 3 elections, 97, 2001, 2005?
Twice I voted for him.
OK.
I thought he was a breath of fresh air at the time, and I loved the fact that he had young children, and one of his children was born when they lived there. I thought it was young and modern, and I did think it was a more modern face of the Labour Party. You know, and I come from a Liverpool family, and my late parents would always vote Labour. They wouldn't even look at anyone's manifesto, including Labour's. You just vote Labour. But I was happy to see a more modern interpretation of Labour. I felt more comfortable with a centrist position. But then, as you quite rightly mentioned, Iraq, and we have family members in the forces that were sent out to Iraq, and you want your soldiers sent out for good reason, not for no good reason. So I don't think there's a place for him anymore. It's gone.